graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
Releasing control arc restriction systems. 3, 2, 1. Approval of Situation A recognized, commencing the Cromwell invocation. Ability restrictions lifted for limited use until the enemy has been rendered silent.
Greetings, one and all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit of anime news, and let's face facts, we have had a ton of it this week. Before I bring on my guest to talk about it, I want to say hello to a few people. Hello to Purple Valkyrie, good to have you here this morning. And to the One Man Show, great to have you. And to Dega Outlaw, welcome. Dragon Ruse, good to see ya. CobraCon 007, good to have you here this morning also. War Monkey, good to have you here. Let's see, Blaine's Escape Corner is here. And D-Bud Martin, good to have you here. And Gap Stargate, welcome, good to have you here this morning too. And Michael DeLuca, Michael DeLucia III. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Please type it in if I did. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring on my guest today. It's Blaine's Escape Corner. How are you doing today?
I'm awake. I'm awake.
Yes, we are awake. And I wanted to invite you on because you've been, with the channel that you run, you are covering all things modern consistently every day. Yesterday you had Waifu Wednesday, where the various places that you go to that has a list of all the waifus list and the ranking for the week. So,
definitely,
excuse me,
and it's just news abounds. I started doing Throwback Thursday as a that's the online thing to do on Thursdays, and then the world was like, hey, you want throwbacks? What if we threw back to all of the best anime and remade them? How's that for a show? And I was like, oh, thank you, world. It's great. Thank you very much.
Yes, very much. So with that, everyone, we're gonna dive into the news, and it has been massively hot and heavy this week. So this is the one I wanted to start with because it's got one of my favorite characters, Vash the Stampede. There is the rumor from what research I could find. This particular person does have a pretty decent track record as far as leaks and things like that. So Trigun is getting a new anime adaptation. Official announcement and more infos very soon. What say you on this?
Well, I just love that this comes maybe a week and a half after the one animator was like, leaks are killing the anime industry. To which I say, leaks are making us go, whoa! And I think you need, oh man, I can't do that with my morning voice. I think you need as many people going woo as you can, and bringing something back like Trigun. If this is true, I am stoked for. And I think what we're going to get is the equivalent of Full Metal Alchemist and Brotherhood. We're going to have basically Trigun and Trigun, we'll call it Brotherhood for right now. The original that everybody's like, wow, that one was really good, but had to deviate, had some stuff, had some differences between it and the manga, and you'll get something that is now, closer to the manga and is potentially going to have a little bit different of a story at the end of the day, but something that still makes Trigun fans go woo.
Yes, Trigun Brotherhood or Trigun Ultimate. There you go.
Oh,
or they could just do what they did with Hunter x Hunter and just call it Trigun again.
Yes, confuse us all. That's what we need is more of.
Exactly, confuse us all. I want to say good morning to the 80s Made Consumer. Good to have you here this morning. And let's see here. We're all caught up there. So, yes, this one this one, if true, will be massively exciting because Vash the Stampede and the whole world of Gunsmoke is just it's an excellent spaghetti western setting, steampunk, cyberpunk-ish western. One of my favorites, by far one of my favorites. So hopefully this is true. And hello to Dennis McCullough. He was actually my first member. That's right. We have memberships now. For a few dollars a month, you can help me bring to you excellent anime. So definitely be sure to check that out. We've got some custom emojis, and I'm still working on a few other things, but hail to you, Dennis, and I appreciate it. So yeah, things moving along and on the up and up. So that's the first bit of news. And I think before we dive into the other, I think it's time for a little let's take a little tiny break and go with here we go. With Mother RPGs.
Hey, that a motherfucking RPG? You got a motherfucking RPG? A RPG in a motherfucking backpack? Wait, can we talk about this? You ain't gonna monologue or nothing, get a bad guy speech?
I love that.
I don't care who you are, it'll tickle you.
Yes. Let me bring up the website Anime News Network, because they had a whole ton of stuff on there, and specifically, looking through it, let's back it up. This is one that kind of interests me. I didn't know that was being done. Was Studio Trigger working on Cyberpunk from the Cyberpunk 2077 universe that CD Projekt Red did. Mm-hmm. That's coming out on Netflix in 2022. Now, I know Studio Trigger, they like to get pretty out there with what they do. And I know that they won't mess things up, but I always have a hesitation when something is going to Netflix. Now, should I be concerned about it, or am I overthinking it?
In this case, I believe you're overthinking it. And I think everyone is. I think everyone is on that, Netflix, you messed up Cowboy Bebop. But the difference there is Netflix has creative control over something like a Cowboy Bebop. People are like, well, CD Projekt Red, that the game was fun, but remember how bad it was when it launched? Let's all remember that Cyberpunk is older than most of us. I'm gonna say it's older than me. I'll say that much at least. It's an old tabletop game that set foot in the Cyberpunk era, and with the Cyberpunk Edge Runners, what we're getting Imaishi from Trigger. Any Studio Ghibli, Studio Trigger, they've got multiple directors, multiple studios basically within the studio that are groups within the studio that are going to work on something. This particular group that they've put together are the same people that brought us Kill la Kill, the show that said, hey, you know how anime always puts girls in barely their clothing? What if we did that, but then also pointed out how silly that is, but then at the same time made it necessary for the plot? What if we did that? Plus space. What if space? Then Imaishi also did Promare, which was, hey, what if we did firefighters that fought basically flame-wielding terrorists that exploded one day, and now they're fire people, and they use the power of gay brotherhood to bring down the fire, but the fire isn't fire, the fire is aliens. So I believe in this guy's ability to keep submitting whatever he needs to submit for everybody to sign off on it, to say, oh yeah, that looks good, that looks good, that looks good. And then when you see the final cut all together, it to be just a raucous romp. And this trailer definitely made me feel like Promare. I love Promare. It was a very good show. Very gay. Very good.
Yes. Well, why don't we play the official teaser from Crapflix here? So that's good. It makes me happy knowing that the right man is in charge of this, because that can make all the difference in the world for how something like that works. And before we do that, I do want to say hello to the Peter Venkman fan site, and I like the updated Avatar. That is such a great cartoon series.
Very
I
fun.
love that show. So let me do this here. Oh, wait. Did I share the audio? Problem with doing things live, you just never know. Let me stop sharing it, and I'll reshare
I like
it.
how when we pull up an Anime News Network page, it turns into one of those YouTube videos where it's like the free anime YouTube video where it's just in like the corner of the screen and there's like nothing else on the screen.
Ah, yes. Okay, there we go. All right. So this is the Cyberpunk Edge Runners official teaser. Definitely has a good look to it. I will give him that.
Well, and it has to.
Yeah. With it being Studio Trigger, they don't half-ass anything. That's for damn sure.
Between Trigger and it being Cyberpunk and having to make it, think about the way that like Blade Runner, the film, visually looks. Now you have to make that interesting on a 2D art style. Like you've got to have some fun with it.
Absolutely. And I do want to say hello to a few other people that have shown up. I've got Zacharat315. Welcome to you. And I apologize if I get it wrong, but let's see.
You don't know Wajid Lee Asrafirizi.
There we go. See, I need to have you record some lines recording the names so that way when I butcher them, I can have you pronounce it right for me.
I'll just look at all of your participants in chat for all time.
Leaky, good to have you here today. So let's let me get back to Studio Trigger here and see what they've got in store for us.
Mm-hmm. Pause 1 second.
Oh yeah, it's Studio Trigger.
You've got all of the beautiful explosions of Studio Trigger, the way things fly and how they move unnaturally, but they look like really cool when it happens. So I love that about the animation. The other thing I want to touch on here is that the guy in charge of music with this show is actually a video game composer. They brought in Akira Yamaoka, who is the same guy who's been like he did Silent Hill soundtrack. So he's been around forever. And you go to his wiki, and it's just list after list after list of video game after video game after video game. So I'm excited because video games have been touching on cyberpunk for a long time in a very cool way. You've got what the heck was the one? System Shock. With its very weird soundtrack, sounds like a Tool album practically. Then you've got Deus Ex that also follows up on those cyberpunk feels. So I'm excited to just hear this movie or this. It's 10 episodes actually. So hear this series, I should say.
Nice. And hello to Channel 66. Good to have you here today. And yes, that cyberpunk does look pretty good. And yes, the blood spray. Yeah, can't forget one of the old school ones, Syndicate.
There we go.
Definitely can't forget that one. That's a good one. So let's go back here and see what else they got in store for us. Very nice. So, if you don't know, Mike Pondsmith is the one that created Cyberpunk all those years ago, tabletop RPG, pen and paper RPG, and yeah, his world is fascinating.
And we get a small taste there too of something else that Trigger does a lot that I love is when they go off color. So instead of everything has to stick to this is my character, this is their shape, this is their thing. They go off of shape often, like I said previously, but they also go off color when they need to change the emotion, change the mood of a scene. So I'm very optimistic about this. Again, I think I've given good enough reason to be. Now the only finalization is for it to release and prove me right or wrong. If I'm right, awesome. If I'm wrong, content.
There we go. Absolutely. And I want to say hello to Darth Akemi. Good morning to you. And yes, it looked a bit old school there. Yeah, even though they're using computers to do the bulk of the animation and of course cell shading a bit, it does look like they're covering that pretty well. It has a good feel to it.
Yep.
That is true. I will say that.
That is Trigger. Trigger is a good feel. All the way back to Inferno Cop when it was basically South Park animation of just characters bouncing around. Everything they do feels right.
Yes, absolutely. And let's see. Yeah, Channel 66, I think you're right. It did give a Ghost in the Shell kind of vibe. Very true. Now, on to one of the actually before we hit the bigger one, let me do this again. I think we need to take another break. This one, which one should I do? That was a 70-inch plasma screen TV.
That was a 70-inch plasma screen TV. So, how can I help you?
Don't break my TV.
Oh, yeah. Oh, let's see here. Let me bring back up the screen here. And let's see. Let me find out. Oh, bumping it up a little bit. Yeah, let me zoom in a smidge.
There we go.
There we go.
My eyes don't work so well over here. That Bill Shakespeare?
Let's see here. The big one. Berserk manga continues under Kentaro Miura's assistant Koji Mori's supervision.
This is how busy this week is. I thought this was last week.
Yeah, I thought it's been out there enough now that you'd think so, but it was this week, and this is a big one. So the editing department of Young Animal Magazine and manga creator Koji Mori announced on Tuesday that the Berserk manga by the late Kentaro Miura will continue beginning this year's 13th issue of Young Animal on June 24th. The manga will first have 6 chapters that will go to the end of the Fantasia arc / Elf Island chapter, with a new arc beginning afterwards. This is incredible news. I really thought that they were not going to complete it and leave it as is. But when you look into the story, Mr. Mori is a long-time friend of Kentaro, 25, 30 plus years, and they have had discussions over those years of what Kentaro was working towards, what he was trying to do with Berserk. And from that, and from what the production company knows, and what they would believe that Mr. Miura would want, they are going to complete Berserk.
Oh, I'm so excited for this.
Yes.
At some level, art-wise, I knew they could do it again, because in the modern manga sphere, your main writer, your main mangaka is typically, once they get this big, just roughing out stuff. The fact that Miura was actually putting pen to paper this late in the game was very different from a lot of people. So the people around him I knew would have the skills to step up, because typically they would be working with anyone else. So it will look fine. And then, like you were saying, we're talking about people that have been around him for over 20 years, 30 years. And ever since the Eclipse arc, he's got to have been thinking about what's going on. And so I read the entire letter from their official announcement. I've got it's only 8 minutes of letter on a video on my channel, and it goes into how they've been working with him so long that he says, like, what if this character did this at the end? You know, like what if like he's just bouncing ideas? He's just kind of spitballing. He's working, because that's how you do things that are creative like this, is you're collaborating with everyone around you. And the fact that we're going to take all of that collaboration, all of where it seemed like he was going, and keep it going that way, I'm convinced main story beats are going to be dead on. They're going to be right with Mira. They're going to be right where they need to be. Some of the in-between, like getting from beat to beat, may be a little iffy, because that's not something you would typically flesh out with collaboration before you got there. And then the other thing that was hugely exciting about their note is that they found pages and pages of notes and images and stuff that he had drawn about where the story was going to go. And I want them to straight up copy that, scan that into the last volume. Because I think that would be the biggest thank you, fans, that you could do, is here's what we used to bring you the ending. And that would just give everybody chills down the spine.
Most excellent. I'm glad all that exists, and this has turned out better than I think anybody would have thought. And I do want to say hello to a few other people that have shown up. Hello to Stephen Ransom. Good to have you here today. And Cosmo James, welcome to you. Good to have you here today. And Horny Alf. Hey, everybody.
I love
it's
Horny
Alf.
Alf's picture.
That is a good one, isn't it?
I love it. I'm excited for this, because what they did is they let him die. They let us mourn. They let us go through the grieving process. And then they're announcing, hey, we're going to bring it back. This isn't 5-10 years later. They've been re-releasing Berserk, making as much money off it as they can, and then, oh look, we found his notes, we're gonna bring you the ending of Berserk, and it's like this big deal. 10 years from now, they're actually saying, no, you guys are fans today, let's make this so that we can finish it up.
Yes, absolutely. And for us here that don't read Japanese, the 41st volume of Berserk, which includes the final chapter that Miura had created, it shipped in Japan last year, but Dark Horse is going to be bringing it here in November. So we have something to look forward to. And yeah, this is massively good news. So a twofer, two very good news things. So with that, I think we're gonna. Yes, and with that, we're gonna take another little tiny break before we move on to the next one. Now let's see, which one of these should we play? Oh, so many good
third
ones.
one.
Let's see. This one is called Such a Headache.
Sir Integra, I apologize. I tried to stop him, but when I pleaded with him, he merely responded with, and mind my French, no offense,
Some taken.
fuck the police. He then proceeded to tilt every painting he passed on the way here.
Oh god, walking through that hallway is going to give me such a headache now.
It's one of the
all the
few
paintings.
times that they actually did some editing on the original in that series.
Yes. The next piece of massive news is One Piece manga takes 1 month break as Ichiro Oda prepares for manga's final saga. For those that thought that One Piece would never end, it is finally going to come to a conclusion. So the official Twitter account for Ichiro Oda, One Piece manga, revealed on Tuesday that the manga will take a break for 1 month while Ichiro Oda prepares the manga's 25th anniversary celebration and for the manga's final saga. The manga will go on break from the 30th issue of Weekly Shonen Jump on June 27th until the 33rd issue. The series will return in the 34th issue of the magazine on July 25th. Let's see. Shueisha published the 27th. How was that pronounced?
Shueisha.
Shueisha published the 27th issue of the magazine on Monday, which means the manga still has 2 more chapters before the break starts. So, part of the reason he's taking the break is so he can be in Africa to oversee filming on the live-action Crapflix series, which is its own special sideshow, freak show, in my opinion. But we'll see. But yeah, he's taking a break. Gonna get some rest and relaxation and be on set, and we are gonna see the end of One Piece. One of those things that I never thought in my life that I would hear coming out of my mouth or being contemplated, considering how long that show has been going, but it's gonna happen. So
we used to have discussions about like, oh, what's going to be the next big 3, and we had, there was Bleach, there was Naruto, and there was One Piece, and they ran shonen anime, and everyone's like, man, those are the big 3. I wonder what the next big 3 is. And you get those memes of like, oh, My Hero Academia is taking over as the next of the, one of the big 3. One Piece has always been there. They're not like, oh, now they're in this big 3 and then they're gone. Like, they're just so constant. We're 1,016 episodes in, 1,020. I forget where they're at exactly, but you look at rankings and polls, and it is still topping newer shows, shows that have more to them. Like, there's enough people that have seen 1,000 episodes of pirates looking for a treasure that just love it. And that makes me so happy for them that they're actually going to get it wrapped up by Oda while he's still alive.
yes, absolutely. And I want to say hello to a few other people that have shown up here. Let's see, where to go?
We got Cosmo James. We still have 6 more years. Shut up.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Let's see. So, Stephen Ransom says, "Hear that, G.R.R. Martin, you dumbass? Good grief! Exactly. He's an asshat. Screw him." And I really do feel bad for people that love the Game of Thrones stuff. That not having the book series completed is, especially after this long, is unforgivable in my book. And of course, HBO completely blew it. So, but that's another story.
Quick pause on One Piece. I want to back up to Berserk. I just noticed 80s Made Consumer in the chat. So many people say I need to read Berserk. I think that's why you haven't yet. All right. Berserk is very long and a very difficult read. It starts, again, it's 30 years old. No, it's older. It's older than that because it's as old as I am. It's 32 years old.
Yeah, 1989.
It is, like, his original chapters, you can tell that he had just started out on this process and didn't really know where he was going. And then as it proceeds, you see that artwork just get better and better and better as it goes. It's kind of fascinating to read it. However, I will offer you a suggestion. Go sometime that you have 17 hours, go watch Almighty Lolly's breakdown of parts 1 through 4. There's another breakdown of part 5 coming. You can get someone who's basically flipping through the manga and reading the story to you and telling you what's happening with some visuals and then also some breakdown of themes. It is a fantastic video. Again, it's 17 hours to go through the first 4 chapters. But if you're anything like me, it's easier to pop in a headphone than it is to actually sit down and read a manga.
Exactly. I'm right there with you. Reading just takes too long, but being able to listen while I work is another story altogether. And there we go. Hello to Arturo Trevino. Great to have you here this morning. And One Piece. The Who said the same thing half dozen times. Yeah, that's true. The Who are still going, even though it's just, old man Pete Townsend and oh god, what the Robert Daughtry.
I'm
Daughtry,
excited.
yeah.
I have forever and a day said that the One Piece, the actual like titular treasure, is going to be gold wrapped candy. I want it to be something that's stupid but like represents them being like the king of the pirates. So it's just like a stupid, silly little thing.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see him finally become the pirate king after all these years and everything else. Let's see what else we got going on out here that I saw. There was a few others. Let's see. So Attack on Titan Season 2 and 3 director will helm Wit Studio To Obukata's Moonrise anime. So that's
Seasons
some
2 and
news
3
there.
were pretty good. Pretty good. I gotta say though, like unless I know the director is real hands-on, it's hard to say if that's a good point or not. Like I know Imishi gets in there and makes sure that things look right. You know, I know if Hideaki Anno's on a project, he's gonna be basically drawing half of it himself. But then we get other people like Gen Urobuchi. I love Gen Urobuchi's older works. He's the guy that did Psycho Pass. The joke online was that he was Gen the Butcher because he would just cut people's arms off and blow them up and all kinds of stuff. But then you see Bubble and you're like, oh my God, how can you make dystopian parkour so damn boring? Sometimes these guys, they may have done good stuff, but then they start getting older and they're like, you know what? What if I don't kill all my characters? And you're like, no, that's what made you good.
Yeah, One Piece live action is going to be on Netflix, and that's one of those things that I don't hold out much hope for it because it's Netflix, but we'll see.
I think you shouldn't hold out much hope, period, when it comes to live action adaptations. I think it's amazing. It is amazing that they are doing the practical set. Like they've actually made the set. 98% of the characters don't need makeup to look like their anime counterpart. It's very well planned out and designed. The problem is the heart. Every single time, the problem is the heart. The reason you can put as much money as you want towards Ghost of Shell and put big budget actors in it, but it still sucks, is because they're missing the idea that the ghost in the shell is about what is the difference between like your brain and your thought processes and your personality and who you are and the body you exist in. And losing that, not having like the Laughing Man or something like that as your protagonist, causes you to build something that just doesn't, it just circles the drain as opposed to being a good focused story. So if they know that the point of One Piece is that power of friendship, getting stronger, is that building camaraderie, and they focus on that, it could be great. But if they think it's just a bunch of pirates dancing around that look funny, it's going to be awful.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just actually started this series, Vinland Saga, and we are getting the second season. Yeah, so far I really have enjoyed it, but yeah, this is one that the Channel 66 recommended highly. He gave 10 for that first season, so I've started it, and I'm gonna buzz through it, and we'll start getting into it. But the staff of the second season of television anime of Makoto Yukimura's Vinland Saga manga revealed on Wednesday a promotional video, visual, cast, January 2023 premiere, and the season's new production studio, MAPPA. Oh, so they're switching studios. Is that, I was going to say, is that a good thing, bad thing, or
Oh, that's a great thing. MAPPA is one of the old powerhouses. I mean, they've been a studio for what, 25, 22 years, something like that. Maybe longer. Because the studios in Japan will, this was Studio Gainax, but then they sort of like folded and all the members restarted in this other studio. So like Trigger, for example, was a subset of Gainax when it started out. So even if the studio is new, it could be helmed by a bunch of people that have been around forever. But MAP has been around for at least a couple decades now. They do really solid work. They will outsource some keyframes, which can be pretty funny to pause on, but the overall show when you're watching it will look good. I'm just excited for more of this generation's Fist of the North Star to come out.
Nice. So why don't we play this video here? Pop it up here. Ooh, it's a long one. Oh, that's all right. We'll get it played.
なんだよ。もう終わりか。立てよ。
What are you doing? Fight.
何人かなんて覚えちゃいない。5つか6つくらいの頃から戦場にいた。
That's all I got. I can't translate the rest of this. Sorry.
戦士だった。
That's all right. I can't translate any of it. See, I've told it to do English
It might not
subtitle.
have the auto-generated subs at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. But it definitely looks good from everything I've seen of it, and the story, yeah.
It has one error, I feel, in the design overall, and that's just that they kind of forget certain organs. Like, people will just lose an arm, but then it's just like a bloody arm stump, and I'm like, bone, muscle, tendon, something. Like, for as graphic as this show is, I think they need to be a little more biological with the way that things get cut open.
Mm. A little more realistic and a little less just, Kill Bill, Kurosawa, blood spraying everywhere type.
Yeah, just blood pinata.
昔俺の住んでた村に2度兵隊が来た。あいつらは人の子をかぶけなものだ。
今度こそ男たちの嵐から子供を守らなければなりません。
One thing I will say is they do capture the look of a Northman or basically us white people from the northern areas pretty well. And
I
they don't
always love that joke where Japanese people think anime characters are all white. Like, oh, they're just anime. They can't be all white. Look how tiny their noses are. You watch Vinland Saga, you're like, that's a nose. That's a white man nose.
差別を好む者はどこにでもいるが、そうでない者もいる。くじけるなよ、二人とも。俺はイングランドに行くぜ。近いうちに必ずな。こんなど田舎で一生終わってたまるかよ。
Wow.
That horse was not good.
No, it wasn't.
I still don't get it. It's like, why do we do that? Like, why do you bother outsourcing something like that to like Millipede or one of these other companies when you could just have a really close still that you just make go up and down a little bit and have horse sounds? Like, you could fake it in other ways that would be cheaper. Why are we doing a wide shot of a horse and having it look all funky?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's what they chose to do.
人には得て増えてがあるのだ。人間、身に合った場所におるのが一番良い。
違うぞ、親父。こいつは始まりだ。敵は強いぜ。
探しておるのです。
Yeah, even though I don't understand a single word being said, it still looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Let's continue on.
になった友人の息子を。
これから覚えていけばいい。一つ一つ。空っぽなら何でも入るじゃろ。生まれ変わるつもりがあるなら、むしろ空っぽの方がいい。
Yeah, I don't know if the martial arts of the Vikings included high kicks like that, but we'll give them the pass. We'll give them the pass.
Yeah, you know what? Somebody kicked high at one point, I'm sure.
Yes, very true. And hello to Bone. Good to have you here today. Yes, thank you for checking in from work. Let's see here.
お前の体は生きたいって言ってるぞ。
生きたいのか。俺は生きてどうするんだ。
The anger never subsides. Let's see.
進むがよい。3点に至るにはまだ屍が足りぬ。
笑いたくば笑うがいい。すべては失われた愛のためだ。
And there we go. It comes
good.
out next year, and yeah, I think it will be good. You know, as I said, I've only seen just the first few episodes of it, so I've got I've got a baseline for a betrayal coming up from what I was seeing, but if it's as good as everybody is saying that it is, I can't wait to to buzz through it and then to get to the second season. So
Right.
I think it's
And
I think it's
this is
time.
a change
Oh, go
too.
ahead.
The first season was Wit, so this is one of those that bounces around. But I think so. Who was it? Was saying it? Channel
Let's see
66.
here.
Yeah. Same thing happened with Attack on Titan. What Wit does season 1, then Mappa takes over. Same thing here. Wit does season 1, Mappa take over.
Ah, yes. I think it's time for another quick little Alucard break. This one is called "You Missed."
Oh my god, why are they doing this outside? Well, at least he's just dodging him. Oh, come on, that was on purpose!
So, he can make card clones.
You act very much rap card.
Oh boy! Hey, Dandy Dick! You missed!
You missed.
Freaking Three Stooges going on.
Let's see here. So Crunchyroll is getting more licenses. They revealed their Anime Expo premiere for My Hero Academia Season 5 OVAs. And it's My Hero. It looks pretty good. I have to confess, I do love My Hero Academia. To me, it's just a fun show. And I like it.
And it has such an ensemble cast that it's so easy to just keep putting out more and more interesting OVAs of like, oh, what about when this character went to the bathroom? And they can make an entire, because of the quirk system, you can make an interesting story about something that stupid.
Yes, that you could. Let's see, what else we got here? Oh, here we go. Crunchyroll to stream Mob Psycho 100 Season 3 anime. Now, I haven't seen Mob Psycho, but I know there are a few people out there that really do like it. And so let's see, they announced it Monday. They acquired the streaming rights. Third season, company will stream the anime worldwide, excluding Asia in Japanese with English subtitles and with an English dub as it airs in Japan beginning in October. Well, there you go. Something
very exciting.
Something for the Mob Psycho fans out there to look forward to.
One is a creator that says anyone with any amount of talent can make an interesting story. Just because your drawings are stick figures doesn't mean that the heart of it cannot turn into Mob Psycho and One Punch Man. Those two things really brought him out of the shadows, and suddenly his crayon drawings are turned into just beautiful looking animation. As much as I loathe the actual character design, I find it very hard to look at. The stories and the emotion that comes across are all very, very well done.
Yes. War Monkey, the Three Stooges sound effect got my dog's attention. He rarely responds to sound from my speakers.
Who else would be dubbing it? Peter Venkman. Who else?
Yeah. Let's see. Well, this is
the question is who's actually recording it. That's the real question.
Yes. There you go. Now this one kind of is a bit interesting. Top Gun Maverick distributes Uma Musume collab card to the theater goers in Japan. So what can I say? It's the Japanese. That's what they do.
I'm trying to. I'll have to actually look at that. So in Japan, at their arcades, the arcade machines drop little playing cards, but the playing cards have RFID things in them, and you can use them at the arcade. If Uma Musume actually was able to connect with Top Gun to get use this card and unlock a secret horse girl, and you can get the Tom Cruise horse girl, that's amazing marketing, and whoever lined that up needs a bonus.
Absolutely. Let's see. Fortune favors Lady Nukuku. Let's see. Nick Kuko anime film gets a Blu-ray release in July.
Very excited.
Now this one is one that caught my eye because it's being put out by G Kids, which has ties to Studio Ghibli. I did watch the preview for it, and it looks interesting. It's a little different.
Sorry, I was reading chat. I wasn't laughing at Lady Mikuko. You've seen what the Japanese do. You know it is true. Look inside yourself.
Hey Rambam, good to have you here today. But yeah, this is, if you like the more down to earth, slower paced slice of life, this one I think would fit the bill. It's a pretty good one from what I saw. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Let's see,
so
drops to number
this.
8. But they took in a pretty decent haul. That's, considering how much it costs, and for the type of film that it is, being rated PG, it did really well. I'm glad that it did well.
This was hilarious to me because Sonic 1 was the last movie I went out and saw before lockdowns in March. And then Sonic 2 is like the bookend. Like everybody's like opening up at this point, and if they're not opening up, nobody actually cares. So you're like, hey, I get to bookend my 2020, 2022 experience with Sonic.
Oh, there was one other piece of news that
Ram
I
Bam
saw
doesn't know? Okay. Japan will mash any two things together and make it into a new thing. They do it all the time in their language. They'll take the word for cup and the word for beer, and they'll make kier, and suddenly you just have to say kier for cup of beer. And they do the same thing with all of their properties. They'll say, you know what, I like this animal and I like this girl, and I smash them together, and now I've got Animal Girl. It's all the time. And so if you don't think there's some sort of jet transforming Tom Cruise horse girl out there in a dojin somewhere, I got news for you.
It does. It exists. Oh, a few other little pieces of news that caught my eye. Share this here. Of course, Hunter author teases new chapter on Twitter after all these years. That was another big one that dropped within the past 2 weeks. Back in May. How long has this one been on hiatus?
I couldn't tell you. I didn't know
I didn't
know it was like a possibility to come back. I thought it was one of those like, oh yeah, the author stopped writing it, and then it's just it's dead. It's not ever coming back. I didn't think you could come back. But the thing that's so funny about like it's awesome. It's great. Okay. Everybody's excited. Hunter x Hunter fans get new Hunter x Hunter. And every week or so you'll see him post the corner of another page on his Twitter. Let me pull up his Twitter handle just so that everybody can follow it. Are you ready? It's UN4V5S8BGSVK9XP. Did y'all get that? Hunter x Hunter guy's Twitter is a freaking hexadecimal code practically of who knows what. And his first tweet gets like 1.6 million likes, I think, to date. Everything else in like the 500s. This guy gets more likes than Kim Kardashian's ass, and it's amazing. It shows you just how powerful the anime fandom is.
Yes, very true. And there was one other thing I wanted to show. I found it, but then I've lost it. It's how is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeons going into like a 4th season or something like that?
I love that show. It's so weird, but what was so great about the first season is it came right in the middle of the isekai boom. So in the middle of isekai this, isekai that, Otherworld with my smartphone, Otherworld with my sister, Otherworld with my mom, Otherworld with a pencil that turns out to draw reality. You had all this crap coming out, and you're like, well, those are pretty good. I can eat like potato chip anime. You're just like throwing it down like popcorn. You get this show. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon that says, what if we were just a fantasy? Sure, we can have RPG elements, like he'll have a goddess that can level him up when he kills enough things, and X, Y, and Z. We'll use currency and we'll play off of like Greek myth a little bit. But what if it was just fantasy? What if they just lived in a fantasy world and we were like, oh, that's right. you don't have to get hit by a truck to go to a cool place. You could just be in a cool place. So I think Dan Machi is kind of the shortening of the name everywhere, but I think it has a lot more fans because of that.
Yes, absolutely. And there was one other one. I started watching Overlord. I kind of like it. I think I see where they're going with it. And the other one that I thought was a little funny was the time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Oh, that's good. That is good. The sudden incarnation of the anti-isekai or the weird isekai, where it's like, back in the day we had the isekai where they come to our world or we go to their world. Then you had the reverse isekai where like Devil is a part-timer, where the demon king from the other world comes to our world and then he's working a part-time job at McDonald's and it's hilarious. Now we're getting these like, okay, well, what if I was a thing that sucks? But they all still have that like, at some point you'll be OP message that goes on. Whereas something like Konosuba, they come to the other world and they suck, and they suck the whole time, and it's kind of funny. It's getting more exciting. This season we've got Otome game, or this guy who dies and goes into a dating sim basically, but he hates the game, and so now you've got a guy who knows everything about it but also hates the game, and it is a very fun character to follow along with. And then the ultimate reverse isekai, where we're in the other world the entire time, and people from Japan keep coming into this world and ruining things. And so now there's an executioner whose job it is to keep killing all these people who keep invading their world.
Yes. So many interesting animes from this decade, and it is interesting to see what things got hot and when things cool down within certain tropes or certain genres, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So
there's always the new hotness.
Yeah, I must confess, I really have liked this decade, or these past 10, 12 years worth of anime. There's been a ton of great stuff. It really has. But, with everything, so many great things, so little time. And speaking of time, my time is up. I got to get back to work before the boss starts saying, hey, wait a minute, what's going on? So
Awesome.
With that, everybody, appreciate you being here today. And Blaine, where can people find you?
I'm on Twitter at Blaine's Corner. And then I'm also on YouTube. I do a show every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. We talk about the currently airing shows. How good are they? Should you be watching them? What should you watch instead? Tonight is Throwback Thursday. So after talking a little bit about, we'll go a little deeper, if I can, into this Trigun, if I find anything else out today. And then we're also reviewing past anime, talking about what's good and what's great, and talking about how the last 12 years specifically, you're saying, oh, there's so many good shows. There's just so dang many shows. If 1% of all the shows that came out in the last 12 years were good, that's a billion shows. It's crazy. So come join me 7 o'clock Pacific, and we will talk anime all night long. Oh, thank
Absolutely.
you, D-Bud.
Yes, thank you to the mods for dropping the links, and thank you everyone for being here today. And with that, I'm going to leave you all with which one should we end on? Oh, so many good ones. I'm going to leave you with, I need to tweet about this.
The fuck is this? The fuck is that? The fuck are those?
Master?
Hold on, I need to tweet about this.